This is Bx7 to Riverdale 263rd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 171st Street. This stop is Broadway and West 171st Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 173rd Street. This stop is Broadway and West 173rd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 175th Street. Transfer available to the 8 train. This stop is Broadway and West 175th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 178th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 178th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 181st Street. This stop is Broadway and West 181st Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 183rd Street. This stop is Broadway and West 183rd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 185th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 185th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 187th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 187th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 189th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 189th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 193rd Street. This stop is Broadway and West 193rd Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 196th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 196th Street. Next stop, Broadway and Sherman Avenue. This stop is Broadway and Sherman Avenue. Next stop, Broadway and Arden Street. This stop is Broadway and Arden Street. Next stop, Broadway and Dickman Street. This stop is Broadway and Dickman Street. Next stop, Broadway and Academy Street. This stop is Broadway and Academy Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 204th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 204th Street. Next stop, Broadway and Isham Street West 211th Street. This stop is Broadway and Isham Street West 211th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 213th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 213th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 215th Street. Transfer available to the 1 train. This stop is Broadway and West 215th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 218th Street. Transfer available to Bx7. This stop is Broadway and West 218th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 220th Street. This stop is Broadway and West 220th Street. Next stop, Broadway and West 225th Street. Transfers available to the 1 train, Metro North and Bx9. This stop is Broadway and West 225th Street. Next stop, Broadway and Exterior Street. Transfers available to Bx9 and Bxm2. This stop is Broadway and Exterior Street. Next stop, West 231st Street and Broadway. Transfers available to the 1 train, Bx1 Limited, Bx10 and Bx9. This stop is West 231st Street and Broadway. Next stop, West 231st Street and Kingsbridge Avenue. Transfers available to the 1 train, Bx1 Limited and Bx10. This stop is West 231st Street and Kingsbridge Avenue. Next stop, West 231st Street and Tibbet Avenue. This stop is West 231st Street and Tibbet Avenue. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and Greystone Avenue. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and Greystone Avenue. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 236th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 236th Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 238th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 238th Street. Next stop, Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 239th Street. Transfer available to Bx10. This stop is Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 239th Street. Next stop, Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 246th Street. This stop is Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 246th Street. Next stop, Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 250th Street. This stop is Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 250th Street. Next stop, Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 252nd Street. This stop is Henry Hudson Parkway East and West 252nd Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 254th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 254th Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 256th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 256th Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 259th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 259th Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 260th Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 260th Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 261st Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 261st Street. Next stop, Riverdale Avenue and West 263rd Street. This stop is Riverdale Avenue and West 263rd Street. This is Bx7 to Riverdale 263rd Street. Please exit through the rear door.